Alright, so what do we got going on here? This is some backyard bluing, folks. On my M92, the thread protector, when I cut the weld, uh, you know, you gotta do something about that. I know I could have went and got some cold blue, sanded it down real nice, but I figured, you know what? Why not schnazz it up a little bit? So I fired up my little backyard home bluing tank. That's First, I'll show you what's in it. We got some of this. You get down at the Ace Hardware. And then a little secret that y'all might not have known. Hold on, there's an airplane. Alright, here's my little secret. The ingredient in an instant cold pack is ammonia nitrate, which is the second part of bluing. If you look up backyard bluing, you got lye, which this is 100% lye, has to be 100%, and ammonia nitrate or sodium nitrate, some kind of nitrate, but ammonium nitrate seems to be the best. But you can't buy it because of idiots that make fertilizer bombs. And so, which this is not the same method, it's a whole different thing. But when you put these two together in the right quantities, you get a nice little puddle of bubbling acid. And so this is my thread protector that was completely shiny silver. That's what it looks like now. And once I rinse it off and buff it up a little bit, that's real caustic hot bluing. That's not that cold blue crap. That's the real stuff. I don't have the big long tanks for this. I have them for parkerizing, but I don't use them for bluing. But this thing does great for bluing pistols or small items. And so I usually just sandblast things and throw them in there. But every now and then I do what I did with this, which is I hand sand it. So I took sandpaper and went around the thread protector, got it really nice and shiny, and then went around it with steel wool, and then just got it to where it was like, it almost looked like chrome by the time I sent it in there. That way when it comes out, it's going to have like a brilliant blue finish. You can't see it now, but it will have a really gorgeous deep black bluish finish. Bluing is actually blackening, the whole oxidation process and everything. From what I've read, and I'm no pro, but they use different kinds of manganese and stuff to get the actual blue in bluing, like on a Colt or something like that. There's some kind of different formula. There's other stuff they put in there to make the colors, because actual hot bluing comes out pitch ass black, just like your M92. If any of you have them out there, they're black. It's they just they probably glass beaded it and then threw it in the hot bluing, and comes out black. I'm sure if you polish it up real nice, you can get a bluish hue to it, but for the most part, bluing is actually blackening unless you put other stuff in the mix. So this thing's been in here for about a half hour. Like I said, look up the recipe on YouTube if you need to know. There used to be a website called Blind Hogs or something like that, but there's several things that give you the recipe. I want to say, for every 2 pounds of lye, it's 1 pound of ammonia nitrate. I could have that backwards, so it's been a while since I mixed this batch up. I've had it sitting for a while, but you can easily look it up online. Just look up hot bluing, and it's stuff that you can get at your local hardware store for now. And so I know it's really almost not worth the time and everything. It's a beautiful finish, but with Duracoat and all those things out there, Moly resin, which is the one I use, it's almost pointless to risk all this acid and caustic. You see how nasty it is out here, and the burns. I've had to go to the hospital before from the shit. It's almost not worth it to risk it. But that brilliant blue that you get, not to mention it lasts forever. Sometimes you just want to get that old original blue. So if you do, this is how you do it. So thanks for watching my nasty mess in the backyard here. One more thing, if you're bluing, it's got to stay at 292 degrees. Parkerizing is more like 190, but 180 maybe, but hot bluing 292. So get a little candy thermometer. I've got one, and you basically just, if your mixture's right, you just want a simmer just like this, like a low bubble, and then you're doing it right. But you got to keep adding lye, and look it up. You'll find the recipe. I just wanted to show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you the aftermath once I've polished it up. See what you think. All right, I just pulled it out for a quick second and rinsed it. I tend to do that when I'm bluing. I'll pull it out and rinse it and put it back in. I don't know why. Rinse it with cold water, but for some reason it seems to make it get darker faster, and I could be completely on crack. It's very possible, but it seems to make it get darker faster. But I don't know if you can really get the brilliance of this via my phone. But I mean, it was silver, now it's black, blacker than a struck match. So I'm gonna get it back in for just a second, and then I'm gonna dunk it in some oil, and then probably, I don't know, depending on how it looks, I might pat it with some steel wool real quick. You hit it with steel wool, that's how you get your shine. That's how you get that beautiful, grandpa's rifle shine, as you hit it with the steel wool, and it just brings out the bling, 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 bling. So that's the process. I want to say it's 2 pounds of lye, 1 pound of ammonium nitrate, or different kinds of nitrate, which are available mostly online. But you can, if you get creative, you can do the instant cold packs from Walgreens. I bought a big giant box of them for nothing, $10 or something. It has like 20 of those packs. And so look it up. It's pretty fun if you want to get like an original finish on one of your weapons. It's a great way to do it, pistols and stuff. And if you have the tanks for it, you can do your rifles too. I pretty much primarily do AK stuff, so I've got a longer tank, but it's just not set up for bluing. The stuff will eat through everything. If it touches aluminum, good night. You don't want it to touch aluminum. Just let me tell you that one thing on a goodbye note. You do not want this to touch aluminum. It will be all bad. Don't ask me how I know. So anyway, I'll show you in a minute when I pull it out and clean it off.